If you don't like boring weekends but still want to stay at home, then grab your science kit and let's get experimenting. Science experiments are a fantastic way to spend your time, especially when you can do them right in the comfort of your own home. Not only are they fun, but they also teach you a lot about how the world works. So gather your materials, put on your thinking cap, and let's dive into some cool and easy experiments that will make your weekend exciting and educational. These experiments are designed to be simple enough for anyone to try, yet they offer a great opportunity to learn and explore. Whether you're a seasoned science enthusiast or just starting out, there's something here for everyone. So let's get started and make this weekend one to remember. First up, the classic vinegar volcano. This experiment never gets old. Just mix baking soda and vinegar and watch it erupt like a real volcano. The reaction between the baking soda and vinegar creates carbon dioxide gas, which causes the bubbling and fizzing. It's a simple yet fascinating demonstration of a chemical reaction. You can even add a few drops of food coloring to make your volcano look more realistic. Try experimenting with different amounts of baking soda and vinegar to see how it affects the eruption. To make it even more interesting, you can create a small landscape around your volcano using clay or Play-Doh. Shape the clay into a mountain and place a small container at the top for the baking soda and vinegar mixture. This way, when the volcano erupts, it will look like lava flowing down the sides of a mountain. You can also try using different types of vinegar, such as apple cider vinegar or balsamic vinegar, to see if they produce different reactions. For an added twist, try adding small objects like toy dinosaurs or trees around your volcano to create a prehistoric scene. This will make the experiment even more engaging and fun for kids. You can also try using different colors of food coloring to create a rainbow volcano effect. The possibilities are endless, so let your creativity run wild. Next, try the rainbow milk experiment. This one is all about the magic of surface tension. Add a few drops of different food coloring to a plate of milk, then touch it with a cotton swab dipped in soapy water and see the colors dance. The soap breaks the surface tension of the milk, causing the colours to spread and swirl in beautiful patterns. It's like creating a mini work of art right before your eyes. You can experiment with different types of milk and soap to see how they affect the results. For an added twist, try using different shapes and sizes of plates or bowls to see how the shape of the container affects the movement of the colours. You can also try using different types of soap, such as dish soap or hand soap, to see if they produce different effects. To make the experiment even more exciting, try adding glitter or small beads to the milk before adding the soap. This will create a sparkling effect as the colours move and mix. You can also try using different types of food colouring, such as gel or liquid, to see how they affect the patterns. The more you experiment, the more you'll discover about the fascinating world of surface tension. Want something cooler? Freeze a balloon filled with water and food coloring to make your own ice globe. This experiment is not only cool but also visually stunning. Fill a balloon with water and a few drops of food coloring, then tie it off and place it in the freezer. Once it's frozen solid, peel off the balloon to reveal a beautiful ice globe. You can use these ice globes to decorate your yard or even as a fun way to cool down on a hot day. Try making several ice globes with different colours and see how they look together. For an added challenge, try creating different shapes with the ice by using moulds or containers of various shapes and sizes. You can also try adding small objects, such as leaves or flowers, to the water before freezing it to create interesting patterns and textures inside the ice globes. To take it a step further, try using different types of food coloring, such as neon or pastel colours, to create a variety of ice globes. You can also experiment with layering different colours of water in the balloon before freezing it to create a multicoloured ice globe. The possibilities are endless, so have fun and get creative with this cool experiment. For something sweet, make rock candy with sugar and water. It's science you can eat. This experiment takes a bit of patience, but the results are worth it. Dissolve as much sugar as you can in a pot of boiling water, then pour the solution into a jar and suspend a string or stick in the liquid. Over the next few days, sugar crystals will start to form on the string, creating delicious rock candy. You can add food coloring or flavoring to the solution to make your rock candy even more fun. It's a great way to learn about the process of crystallization while making a tasty treat. To make the experiment even more interesting, try using different types of sugar, such as brown sugar or powdered sugar, to see how they affect the formation of the crystals. You can also try adding different flavors, such as vanilla or mint, to the solution to create unique and delicious rock candy. For an added twist, try using different shapes and sizes of jars to see how they affect the growth of the crystals. You can also experiment with adding small objects, such as candy or fruit, to the solution to create interesting patterns and textures in the rock candy. The more you experiment, the more you'll learn about the fascinating process of crystallization. Next, the lava lamp trick. Oil, water and a fizzy tablet create mesmerizing bubbles. This experiment is a great way to learn about density and chemical reactions. Fill a clear bottle with water, then add a layer of oil on top. Drop in a fizzy tablet and watch as the bubbles rise and fall, creating a lava lamp effect. The oil and water don't mix because they have different densities, and the fizzy tablet creates carbon dioxide gas, which forms the bubbles. You can experiment with different types of oil and fizzy tablets to see how they affect the results. For an added twist, try using different colors of fizzy tablets or adding food coloring to the water to create a colorful lava lamp effect. You can also try using different types of containers, such as glass jars or plastic bottles, to see how the shape of the container affects the movement of the bubbles. To make the experiment even more exciting, try adding glitter or small beads to the water before adding the fizzy tablet. This will create a sparkling effect as the bubbles rise and fall. You can also experiment with different types of oil, such as vegetable oil or baby oil, to see how they affect the movement of the bubbles. The more you experiment, the more you'll discover about the fascinating world of density and chemical reactions. Try the Oobleck experiment. Mix cornstarch and water for a non-Newtonian fluid that's both solid and liquid. This experiment is a great way to learn about the properties of non-Newtonian fluids. When you mix cornstarch and water, you create a substance that behaves like a solid when you apply pressure, but flows like a liquid when you release the pressure. It's a fun and messy experiment that will keep you entertained for hours. You can experiment with different ratios of cornstarch to water to see how it affects the consistency of the oobleck. For an added challenge, try adding food coloring or glitter to the oobleck to create a colorful and sparkly mixture. You can also try using different types of starch, such as potato starch or tapioca starch, to see how they affect the properties of the oobleck. To make the experiment even more exciting, try using different tools and objects to play with the oobleck. You can use spoons, straws, or even your hands to see how the oobleck reacts to different types of pressure. You can also experiment with adding small objects, such as beads or buttons, to the oobleck to see how they affect its properties. The more you experiment, the more you'll learn about the fascinating world of non-Newtonian fluids. Finally, make a homemade compass with a needle and a bowl of water. This experiment is a great way to learn about magnetism. Rub a needle with a magnet to magnetize it, then place it on a small piece of cork or foam and float it in a bowl of water. The needle will align itself with the Earth's magnetic field, pointing north. It's a simple yet fascinating demonstration of how compasses work. You can experiment with different types of needles and magnets to see how they affect the results. For an added twist, try using different types of containers, such as glass bowls or plastic cups, to see how the shape of the container affects the movement of the needle. You can also try using different types of magnets, such as bar magnets or horseshoe magnets, to see how they affect the magnetization of the needle. To make the experiment even more exciting, try adding small objects, such as paper clips or metal shavings, to the water to see how they affect the movement of the needle. You can also experiment with different types of water, such as salt water or distilled water, to see how they affect the magnetization of the needle. The more you experiment, the more you'll learn about the fascinating world of magnetism. These experiments are super fun and easy, perfect for any budding scientist. They not only provide hours of entertainment, but also teach valuable scientific principles. Whether you're interested in chemistry, physics or biology, there's an experiment here for you. So, gather your materials, follow the instructions, and get ready to explore the wonders of science. For an added challenge, try combining different experiments to create your own unique science projects. You can also try modifying the experiments to see how different variables affect the results. To make the experiments even more engaging, try involving friends or family members in the process. You can work together to conduct the experiments and share your observations and results. This will make the experience more enjoyable and provide an opportunity to learn from each other. The more you experiment, the more you'll discover about the fascinating world of science. Give them a try and share your results with us. We would love to see what you create and learn from your experiments. Science is all about curiosity and discovery, so don't be afraid to try new things and see what happens. Happy experimenting. For an added twist, try documenting your experiments with photos or videos and creating a science journal to record your observations and results. You can also try sharing your experiments with friends and family to inspire them to try their own science projects. To make the experience even more rewarding, try setting up a science fair at home where you can display your experiments and share your findings with others. This will provide an opportunity to showcase your work and learn from the experiments of others. The more you share, the more you'll learn about the fascinating world of science.